Hello and welcome to another vlog. So, I was in Waterstones recently and I picked up this. It's a Stranger Things themed D&D starter set, which includes a miniature, or two miniatures in fact, of the Demogorgon creature from the show. And also a sort of starter adventure. I think it's supposed to be based on the adventure being played by the characters at the beginning of the first season, the first episode, before it all kicks off. So, without further delays and errors, I am going to get a knife and start opening this. As you can see there at the bottom of your screen, this cost me $25.99, which I think is probably worth it. Let's get this box open. Let's peel away the plastic. That'll do. Here we go. There goes the plastic. Right, now this was obviously styled after these books. The old D&D basic expert and so on books starter set. I've got these. I no longer have the box they came from, which is the box this is styled after, but I'm sure you can see the resemblance there. Let's get this box open and see what happens. So, like a lot of things, a surprisingly empty box, but we've got the two Demogorgon miniatures in here. We'll get to those in a second. And a bag of dice, sort of sellotape, no, just sort of stuck in there. I don't need more dice, but it's always nice to have more. Right, let's remove a bit. It's all weathered, to sort of look older. We'll see if the old style stuff sort of extends to within the book. We don't know yet. Let's see how authentic the weathering is. Does it look like the weathering on my old books? Ish. Right, that's not important anyway. Let's have a look at the miniatures, since this is a miniatures vlog. Okay, let's have a closer look at these miniatures then. Right, so we have a painted one. It's got a sort of a bit washed and a bit of colour inside the mouth, but otherwise it's just plain plastic. This is very, very rubbery, bendy plastic. And yeah, here's the unpainted one. I'm not sure what the reason is for including a painted and unpainted one. I guess so you could paint this one, but if you're really going to do that, you just paint over the old paint job. And I'll be honest, this plastic, not sure how well this would take the paint. So that'll be a thing if I try to paint this. How big are they? Let's bring in Hlekjar for scale. There he is. Yeah, maybe move back up. There we go. Center frame. That is a thing. Yeah, these actually feel a bit small next to Hlekjar. Don't quote me on this, but I think in the show they're supposed to be sort of 8 foot tall, maybe. Well, maybe 7 foot tall, but like significantly bigger than the person. These aren't much bigger than Hlekjar there. And Hlekjar's an older miniature now, so compared to some of the newer miniatures out there, these are not going to be that big. I mean, his head's about the same height there. Yeah, it'd be interesting to compare these to some of the Hasbro pre-paints from some 3rd edition stuff here. So yeah, this is bent sword. Yep, bendy plastic, but not as bendy as these fellas. Move you out the way. You want to go back there, Lekia? So, yeah, still comparatively about the same height. It's a elf or a half elf there. This hasn't even got the separate black base that is more solid plastic. So that's a thing. Let's go back to looking at the books, shall we? So, what else is in the box? A starter set rulebook with the artwork from the front there repeated. This looks more like standard 5th edition D&D stuff now. We've lost the retro vibe at this point. Got the Stranger Things logo up there. Stranger Things artwork. Right. And yeah, pretty standard looking 5th edition type books here. There may be a better shot of this I can do. Let's pan the camera up a bit and flick through. Yeah, all pretty standard. There's no actual artwork in this book, actually. So, I know there's a bit of artwork. Well, it's a photo from the show, really, rather than artwork, isn't it? Not particularly D&D related. This is a very meta product. Yeah, that's definitely a photo from the show there. Charts. Yep, more promo photos from the show. It's got a good variety of stuff in here, so it's enough to play with, certainly. I wonder how different this is from a standard 5th edition starter set, which I do not own. Monster stats back here. I'm sort of flicking through from the back now. Yeah. So, yeah, I was kind of hoping this book would be a bit more retro and have all the lovely old style artwork from these books. Look at this stuff. See, nice old artwork. Was hoping for more of that, but no. Right. Wait a minute, what's this fuckery? See that there? That is a 3.5 year troglodyte. That shouldn't have been around in the early 80s. And I know it's one of those because I have the exact same model here. Look at that. That's a pre-paint from 2003. He should not have had that in the early 80s. This was produced 20 years after the show is set. I know some people went on about the Demogorgon miniature that appeared in the show, was released the year after the show was set, but no, this is just ridiculous. Where did he get that miniature from, huh? Huh? Let's see what else is in the box then. There's the box. Oh, so some character sheets. What do we got here? Oh, pre-gens. No character names added, which is nice for a starter set, so people can make up their own names for their characters. Yeah, again, this is pretty standard 5th edition stuff, isn't it? This is not the retro delight I was hoping for. Right. So finally, this is retro but in a whole different way. This is the adventure book, which, yeah, I think is supposed to be inspired by the adventure played in the game. Again, it's rather meta, this, because it's written by Mike Wheeler, apparently, who now works for Hasbro. It could happen. We don't know what's going to happen in Season 4, do we? Right. Yep. Hunt for the Cecil Hydra, I think that is said. I've never said that out loud before. Right. Yeah. It's quite nice. It's got a sort of I drew this when I was in school type vibe to it. Your old gridded maths paper there. Right. Oh, that's nice. So, yeah, proper Will the Wise. Proper sort of kids drawing, teenagers drawing vibe thing going on here. Stuff written out on lined paper. This is the sort of thing I would have written in school, only things here are spelled correctly and written in the font to look like handwriting, and my handwriting was just fucking terrible. Yes, sort of thing I would do in an old school exercise book for my own adventures when I was about the age of the characters. Well, the characters are in the show. Oh, see, I still draw dungeon maps like this now. That's nice. The glossy paper kind of puts off the feel of that, but you know, what can you do? Right. Some, yeah. D20 chart there. Notes on rooms. Yeah, this is totally like the kind of shit I would draw as a teenager. Got a suit of armour there. Yeah, spooky trees. Probably looks like it's drawn in like biro and pencil. It's exactly the. Just a random drawing. That is exactly the sort of shit. I wish I had some of my old drawings. This is exactly the sort of shit I would draw. Yeah, nice. So this is nostalgic in a whole different way. Cool. Got a sort of it's an NPC there. Oh, drawing of the Demogorgon from the show, as opposed to the Demogorgon from D&D. Oh, maybe this isn't. This is maybe meta in a whole other way, where it's not even like the adventure they were playing, because this is the monster from the show as opposed to the D&D monster. Oh, another dungeon map there. Classic. I mean, yeah, maps I draw now are still pretty much like this. It's a troglodyte, I imagine, there. We go. And the Hydra. That's probably the proper way to pronounce that. The monster stats at the... no. What were the... so I'm intrigued by this whole Demogorgon thing now. What are the stats? Are there stat blocks? Or they... stat blocks will be in the back of this. Okay. Don't know if all these creatures appear in that adventure. There we go, Demogorgon. Medium monstrosity underlined, so that is not the D&D creature, the Demogorgon. So this is clearly the Stranger Things creature, which is interesting. So that is stats for this. God, that's bendy and rubbery. Stats for that, as opposed to this. Yes, this is the, well, this is another one of the Demogorgon miniature that appeared in the show. These went for quite a lot on eBay for a while until people took the time to realise, yeah, actually it's still available, still made by an Italian company that took over the old Grenadier ranges. This is my one. One day I'll get around to basing and painting it. I haven't yet. But yeah, that's the miniature that appears in the show. And interestingly, not actually an official D&D miniature. So, well, now this is an official D&D miniature in some kind of weird meta way. Be interesting to see how the lore of D&D sort of separates this out, or whether this is going to be unique to this starter set, I guess. So what I could do is go and get my old contemporary to the show setting monster manual. Here we go, my classic old first edition AD&D monster manual. Let's have a look inside and find the Demogorgon. There we are. Let's make some camera adjustments maybe. Yeah, so in actual D&D, Demogorgon, a very powerful deity like demon prince, greater demon type thing, as opposed to in this it's a medium monstrosity of no alignment. So yes, not the same creature despite the same name. So that if you bought this as a new player as your starter set might be a bit confusing when you sort of get into the wider world of D&D. Not sure what I think of that. But yeah, this isn't bad. Was it worth £25? Maybe. Well, maybe £26, I suppose, with the 99p edition there. Yeah. Not a bad starter set. Miniatures. This is alright for a pre-paint, but my god, this is rubbery. And not as retro as I hoped. You know what's an odd thing about the Stranger Things starter set is that despite it containing miniatures, well, two of the same miniature, unlike these other starter sets I own which do contain miniatures, or at least approximation of miniatures in the case of this set, the Stranger Things set doesn't contain any sort of battle mats or dungeon tiles or anything like that to use the miniatures on. So yeah, that's that. That's what you get in the box. And I need a goodbye catchphrase. Stranger Things, more like anachronistic things.